Hi everyone, Metal Breakdown here. So just before I start to talk about this brand new fantastic album by Prevail, I just want to say to you how grateful I am for everyone who subscribed today and watched the video, because yeah, I did a reaction for the new Rammstein song and it has like 15,000 views in only 4 hours, so this is insane. It has blown my mind, so thank you to everyone who stick around this channel, decided to subscribe and follow what I do. It means a lot to me. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. We are here to talk about the brand new album Trauma by Prevail. In this video, I'll tell you everything you need to know about this album. I'll give you 4 or 5 facts, and then I'll give you my top 5 of my 5 favorite songs from it. So if you only have time to listen to a couple of songs like that, maybe go with these 5 songs, but I still strongly suggest you to check out the full thing. Anyway guys, let's do this for this album review. The second album, Trauma by Prevail, the follow-up to their 2016 album Lifeline. So that was released like 2.5 years ago, so yeah, it was time for a new one and we got it. So yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so like I said, we'll just start with the facts. So the first one is that the album is a mix of every genre. When I say every genre, I'm not saying that it has every genre in the world, but a lot of them for sure, like rock, hip-hop, pop, metal. So yeah, a lot of stuff on this album. At first, I knew about that before listening to it, and I was a bit worried because when a band is too diverse in their sound and they try too much thing on the same album, sometimes you're like, it doesn't fit too well together. It's like it's not even on the same album, but here it's not the case. It really fits well together, and the album is easy to listen from start to finish. I don't remember the exact length, but it's not really long, so I've listened to it like 5 or 6 times already today while studying and doing some other stuff, and each time I was like, oh, it's already over, let's listen to it again. It's so easy to listen to it, you know. The second fact is that I'm a metalhead, listening to almost only metal, like 99% of the stuff I listen to is metal. This album is not really a metal album and I truly love it. It's not that I only love metal. When I have a pop album and it's good, I don't mind it. I won't hate an album because it's pop, like the new Bring Me the Horizon. I did not like it, but it's not because it's pop, it's just because it's not good, that's all. I'm not saying that this album Trauma is pop, that's not the case, because yeah, there's some pop elements, but it's not pop in its entirety. But for the more poppier song, I love them because they're well done and they're good, so yeah, there's that. Also, it's a great follow-up to Lifelines. I was not a huge fan of it when it was released. To be honest, I saw them live before the release of Lifeline, so I've known about this band for a while now. But when the album was released, I listened to it a couple of times, but I was not blown away or anything. I kind of listened to it more this year while being hyped for Trauma. Not everything on this album is for me, but yeah, Trauma definitely beat Lifelines, that's not even a question. Trauma is way better, even if Lifelines is strong as well. Also, I need to mention that the album artwork for Trauma is beautiful. The one for Lifeline was great as well, but this one is darker, but it's beautiful at the same time, so they did a great job on that. It doesn't do anything for the music really, but it always helps. When artwork is beautiful, it makes me want to listen to it, you know, so they'll be able to do some great merch with that. They already did that. They have a lot of cool stuff on sale on their website, so make sure to check out that if you're interested in buying merch by Prevail. Now, with the honorable mentions, I'm going with Paranoid. Every time you leave with the girl singing, I don't remember her name, let me find out. Delaney Jane, she is great. She really did a great job. Also, Rise Above It, featuring Justin Stone. I don't know what he does, but I know he'll be on tour with the band on their US tour this summer with Issues. They're not coming to my town, Montreal, so I was really sad because I love Issues as well. Would have gone to that tour, that's for sure, and it would have been a crazy show. But maybe I'll still go because they have a show in the states of New York, not too far away from me, so I might still go. That would be sick. If I convince enough friends to go, I'll definitely go. And the last honorable mention is I Don't Belong Here, the last song on the album. It's really a slower one, but a great one. In the 5th position in my top 5, I went with Let Me Be Sad. I don't know if I'm understanding this song the way that the band wanted the listener to understand it, but I see it that way. Let me explain. It's okay to be sad because life is not perfect. It's far from being perfect. And in some situation, it's okay to be sad, but it's necessary to be sad because it's the thing that will make you move on. It will help you move on at least to something else and become a better person in life, I guess. I'm also putting this song in my top 5 because of the experimentations that they did here. It has a full hip-hop verse and it's really well done. Rise Above It with Justin Stone could have also been in that place in the top 5 because of the same experimentation, but Let Me Be Sad was just slightly better in my opinion and touched me on a deeper level than Rise Above It, but Rise Above It was great as well. In the 4th position, I went with Low. The song starts with some kind of electronic beat, and some electronic vocals. I don't know if that's a thing, but you know, sometimes you have some kinds of vocals and they sound more electronic. That's the case here, but not for like the entire first verse. It's only like the first line or 2 first lines, so that's not a lot. The chorus is also one of the catchiest on the album, and especially after a couple of listens. It seems like it will be a soft one until Eric screams, "This is how you feel when you hit rock bottom." It was just so good. I did not expect that on the first listen. It really took me by surprise. And yeah, it was great. After that, we have one of the nastiest breakdown on the album. Just for that, it deserves a place in the top 5. Also, everyone experienced some lows sometimes, so I guess that it's easy to relate to this song, and I'm sure a lot of people will really appreciate this one for that reason. I'm not putting it in my top 5, but the interlude, Goodbye, that followed this song is also pretty well done. It's really short, like 1 minute and 43, but it's well done and it's fun to listen to it when we're at that part on the album. Now with the top 3, in the 3rd position I went with Gasoline. I knew that this one would be a super heavy song because of the live video we had from when they played the song. I think it was at Download Australia. So I knew it would be heavy, but when you have the studio version of it, it's really something else. Still super heavy, but even cooler, I would say. The most insane part is definitely the chorus. I'm sure that when they will play it live, it will sound even more brutal, and it will be responsible for mainly insane, for many, not mainly, for many insanely huge breakdown. Mosh pit, oh my god, I have so much difficulties right now. I think I'm getting tired. So yeah, because when I saw them live, not the first one, but I really noticed that the second time I saw them live at Rock on the Range last year in May 2017, they play the show and they sound so much more brutal than on the studio version of the Lifeline CD. Maybe that was only because Brian was not there and Eric was doing more vocals, maybe, but I'm not sure. A lot of band usually sounds more brutal when they play live, maybe because it's more raw, I don't know, but it's always pretty fucking cool for fans of heavy stuff. There's also a pretty cool breakdown that needs to be mentioned because it is really well done. It might not be the deepest songs for like the lyrics, it doesn't have the deepest lyrics, but it's hard, that's for sure, that's a fact, so that was alright with me. In the second place, I went with Deadweight. This is not as heavy as the Deadweight song on the Deep Blue album by Parkway Drive, if you know them. This song is insane, so many breakdowns in it. So, not on that level, but still, it's almost getting close to it. The verses are so heavy, and I would certainly mush so hard to this, but when we hit a super beautiful chorus sang super well by Brian, that makes you love it even more. Even if that part is not that heavy, but god damn, the rest of the song is so heavy. And my favorite song on the album, since I haven't mentioned it yet, you probably have guessed it. Yeah, I'm talking about Bow Down, the first song we got from the new album, and it's a complete banger. I don't think they could have opened the album with a better song than this one. I would say it's probably the heaviest song they ever did, with maybe Gasoline, Deadweight from this album, and maybe Already Dead from the first album, Lifelines. That is super heavy as well. I also love the lyrics and the video for it because it tells how the music industry and labels are always deciding how the bands will sound, and with this song they're kind of making a statement that they will make the music that they want to make and not the music that the label want them to make, you know? And that's really important because when you're an artist and you're forced to make some music that you don't want to make, you're not really happy with it because, you know, an album is kind of like your baby, so you want your baby to be the way you want it to be. I don't know if that was a good, I don't even know the word for it in English. Like when you're talking about something, but you're talking about something else in reality. I'm sure I know the word, it's just not coming up to my mind right now. I'm sure if I would be like alone, not doing a video, I would be like, oh yeah, that's the word, but just like that, no. So sorry for that, guys, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. I also really enjoyed the vocals by Brian in the chorus. It really gives me chill and probably my favorite part of the album vocally. He's doing so well right in that part, and it was such a huge comeback for him because he was out of the band for like over a year, I think. So crazy stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the album. No, that's not it, because in the intro I forgot to tell you the most important thing that I wanted to tell you about this album. At first it really took me by surprise because, yeah, let's admit it, like the heavier part of it are probably heavier than the parts in the heaviest part in Lifelines, but overall it's more poppier, more different. So at first it really took me by surprise, and I was like, oh no, this is such a letdown. It won't be for me after all, even though I like the singles, but I listened to it a couple of times, like I said, 5 or 6 times already, and it has grown on me so much already. So if you listen to it only once and you're like, nope, this won't work, just listen to it at least another time. It will grow on you. It's really a grower, so yeah, just give it a chance. And you'll love it, I'm sure about that. If you love what they did in the past, you'll love this for sure. So I'm giving it an insane grade of 8.2 out of 10, which is probably the highest grade I gave to an album this year. It's definitely on top of my albums this year, with maybe Hide the Mask by In Flames, which I really love. So yeah, congrats, this album was fantastic. I'll blast it a lot in the next couple of days for sure, and next couple of weeks and months if it's still growing on me. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to my channel. That would be awesome to have you here, and I'll see you all in the next video.